What up, YouTube? This is Kirito HD Gaming coming at you with a First Descendant live stream. Don't know how long the stream is gonna be. This is my first stream since I think the day before New Year's Eve, and it's also my first video in general since then. I have jumped on games for like an hour or two for the last couple of days to play. I got like a retro handheld gaming thing for Christmas, where I can play like 400 games on it, and it has like some Mario games, Donkey Kong games, and stuff. So I was playing around with that. I also been watching anime left and right lately too. Um, and then my, probably starting in January, um, I'm probably going to be taking a break here and there too, due to the fact that I do watch a bunch of Korean dramas, and sometimes there's Chinese dramas I like to watch too. And yeah, there's that, and there's also a show that I've been waiting for in January too. I think it comes out at the end of January. And then there's one I think in February that I'm trying to watch. So basically The Night Agent, I think is what it's called for Netflix. And then also for Prime, I'm gonna watch the next Reacher show. So there's gonna be times where I'm gonna not be on. I mean, um, but my goal is to, put as much content out as I can. I'm gonna start changing my schedule up, hopefully, and once I get big enough and I can actually apply for the content creation application for this game, I will then start putting, you know, a lot more hard-earned time into this game than going to different games and playing different games. Because I still notice to this day Rainbow Six Siege is my highest viewership at the moment, with surprisingly Stellar Blade coming in second. And the First Descendant's like tied in a way, but then again, I haven't put out a lot of First Descendant videos. I've put out more live streams. While with Stellar Blade, I've put live streams and videos, and then also same thing for Rainbow Six Siege. So my also plan for the new year is to at least get 250 subscribers. I'm at 114 right now. It would be nice and appreciative for hopefully my subscribers can go out of their way and hopefully take my channel link and go out and be like, hey man, look at this guy. He's growing. He's pretty good. It doesn't affect me if I don't get it, but hopefully I do at some point. It helped me um not be so, I guess, bored, that because I do get pretty bored, and that's why I also don't play as much sometimes. And why the do I have frame generator off? I think I do, because it's fizzy as hell out in the distance. Options, I do have it off. Oh, that's 10 times better. Okay, definitely keeping that on then. Don't know why I had it off. That was weird. Maybe I was trying something out one day and I didn't remember to put it back on. But that'd be nice. I am currently having a second account I do play on for the First Descendant. I have not decided yet if I can get to the 250 mark subscriber or more by the end of next year. Instead of selling my second account for the First Descendant, I will be giving away my First Descendant account that I have, that I'm currently working on my other PSN account. Obviously, I will unlink it. I will unlink it from my PSN account and change the email to a email that is, that I don't use, and then just give it out to somebody. Um, and then when that happens, I haven't decided how I'm gonna give it out yet because I'm new to that. I will figure that out, obviously, as time goes on. But I do plan on doing a giveaway if I can get to that mark for this game. And when I do that, when I sign into the game later tonight, I will be getting the 2 free cosmetic items for Sharon instead of getting the free Ultimate Bunny, because I have so many advanced shapes saved up now that I'm gonna be able to get everything that I really need. And my plan is to get like majority to all the weapons in the game. I have a feeling I might miss by the time I get to that viewership mark, and if I do give away the account or even sell it, I will think I would have majority of the weaponry. I will have all the Ultimate Descendants, with probably the new Ultimate Descendants, and hopefully I can also stack up on the hopefully the ETA vendor will have some pieces to where they drop more Descendant slots, because right now on that account I still only have 10. I forgot to claim the other Descendant slot back 2 weeks ago. Then again, I couldn't really claim it, I think, anyways, because I'm not done with the normal campaign and I don't have anything really saved up. And I have to be Mastery rank 15 to sell blueprints too. But I feel like I'll get it done, and it will have basically all the Ultimate Descendants that it needs to have. And it will have more of the powerful Descendants. I will try to obviously get as many Descendant slots as possible so I can get majority of the Descendants on there, but it is the fact that I'm putting hard-earned time into it that giving it out for free or selling it, it will still be a big thing, even if it doesn't have everything, because it would have majority of everything. I haven't decided if I'm going to crystallize anything yet on the builds, because maybe somebody wants to put their own effort and time to making their own build. But I could also just make the major builds that everybody uses for like Bunny and stuff like that. Like most people, the major builds that most people use, I could just copy those builds. So at least you have a starter build that a lot of people use. So when I do give it away or sell it, then they can just have a build to get through the content, to then make whatever build they want next. But the fact that even if I sell it or give it away, it's an account that no one had to actually grind and earn themselves. I decided to do this because when I first started playing the First Descendant, that account that I'm giving away was my first account, but I had issues at first with linking certain stuff like my Twitch and everything, so I made another Nexon account and I just switched it out. So there's that. But my goal is to obviously, give it away for free if I can get to that mark. But also, if I don't get that mark, I will probably sell it, just because of the fact that I put my hard-earned time into it, and it would be nice to get something back out of it. That's why I said I would give it away for free if I got to the mark that I wanted to get to, because at least I still got something out of it. And even if I do sell it, I'm not gonna sell it more than $100. Like the average Ultimate Descendant is, if you don't have anything from it and you buy it straight up, it's anywhere from 50 to $100 if I'm correct. Like the Ultimate package that comes with everything is $100. The one that just comes with the Descendant slot, the uniform, and then the Ultimate Descendant itself, I think is $50. Obviously, if you earn it, it's discounted. But basically, I mean, selling it for $125. I mean, you gotta realize you're getting everything without grinding. And a lot of the stuff that I grind would have cost most people a fortune, because time is money. And then also, if you don't want to grind stuff and you buy it, you're still wasting money. So either a shortcut or time is money. Those are your two options. But I thought about this over the holidays, back in Thanksgiving, that I kind of want to do this and see if it helps my YouTube channel grow. Um, and my goal is to probably start streaming on Twitch while uploading on YouTube. I haven't decided just yet. I'm not a big fan of Twitch. I'm also, some odd reason, I have gotten quite a bit of viewership on Twitch, but no, for some odd reason, a lot of people just don't follow. And I feel like most people don't follow unless they get something in return. And since I don't really have a lot to give in return, I don't get followers normally. Like, I don't have the ability to do drops. I was able to do drops for some games. But then the whole community was able to do drops when streaming in general. But yeah, that is my goal. My other goal for the New Year's is I will be starting the Stellar Blade run through again. But this time when I start the Stellar Blade run through, like, the story that I already started, I haven't finished, and I don't think I'm going to finish, but I will leave the videos up more than likely. I want to start all over because I want to get used to the game and try to play as best as possible. But also, going to be doing another Resident Evil series run through where I basically will run every Resident Evil remake game from start to finish and try to go for platinum and also speedruns. I will also probably try to do the more older Resident Evil games, but I won't be doing like run through, like not run through, I mean speed runs. I'll probably just play the game normal. And I did say about a month ago that I was going to probably plan on trying to do Black Ops 6 build videos when I start playing Search and Destroy, but I'm going to probably cancel those plans because I just don't find enjoyment in Black Ops 6. So those plans will probably turn into playing rank in Rainbow Six Siege again. Which currently I'm a gold 2 in. I did do a stream obviously back, it was either on New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve. I did a stream for like, I think it was 7 or 8 hours straight. And that's been a while since I did something like that. One reason why I did that is because I was winning a lot. My screen went dim again. And it's not undimming. It's crazy. There we go. But those are my plans. Obviously there are new games that I do plan on getting. And I do plan on... I haven't decided fully yet. But I will probably be making a run through and probably only one playthrough. I don't know if I'm going to try to even go for platinum. I might, but I probably won't be like recording all of it for the platinum. But I do plan on doing at least one run through from the Last of Us Part 1 and the Last of Us Part 2. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Don't find... I just don't find the Last of Us games as fun anymore because I've beaten number one multiple times, and the remake's nothing really special. I don't consider it a remake. I just consider it a remastered, in my opinion. And as for Last of Us 2, I just was never a big fan of it. Also, on top of that, I got to the very end of the game, and when I mean the very end of the game, I was like an hour and a half away, I think, from actually doing the final fight with Abby. And I just gave up on the game at that point. It just wasn't fun anymore. But I will also probably be making a Dead Island 2 run through. And I might do a run through for the Dead Space. I think it's called Dead Space remake. I might do a run through with that, and then the other game that's like Dead Space. I think it's called. Give me 1 second. Sorry about the video not being up. I am currently looking at the game real quick to see what game it is before I just call it for what it is. Dead Space, okay, that's what that was called for sure. I didn't get that wrong. This is my first time playing Dead Space. I didn't play the old ones. If I do go make a playthrough for that. Okay, it's the Callisto Protocol, if I said that correctly. I will be trying to do a playthrough through that probably. And I haven't decided yet, but I might be doing a Sword Art Online run through of the Sword Art Online games I have, especially the Sword Art Online Alliesization. I did find that one really fun and enjoyable. I just didn't get far. Another game series that I'm going to be pushing for sure is the Final Fantasy games. As you can see, I did stop making uploads of the Final Fantasy at one point. I will be going back through my videos to see where I left off on and then continue from there. I am not starting all over on the Final Fantasy games. I also, just to be safe, if I can't figure it out, if I, can't figure out what part I'm at, I might just do a live stream for the rest of the game. I haven't decided yet. Another game that I have found interest in that I might start playing is the Code Venin. I might start playing that. I was going to start playing Tower Fantasy, but it's just at the moment of what I have played for it, it's just not my cup of tea. But off that subject, those are the games I do plan on putting time and effort in this year, with obviously going back to the Division 2 when the DLC hits. I might even go back to playing Division 1 again. And another game I might touch is Dying Light 2. I haven't decided yet. But other than that, that is my plan. And then let's get into this video now. My plan for this video stream is going to be basically farming reactors now. Now that they did the fix to the reactors where you don't get mixed match elements and the HP modifier can only be on non-attribute items because of Enzo. Not Enzo, I mean Eugen, I think, is the only one. Maybe also Jaber. I haven't touched Jaber really, just to level him up. I have not made a build for him, so I do not know 100% if Jaber can have HP modifier and it affects anything. Because I know you can make a HP build for him. I don't know if HP modifier will affect anything, but I know it does for Eugen. So yeah, there's that. But basically, let's get started. I'm going to figure out which part I want to. Give me a second. Okay. I haven't decided fully yet on what I want to do, but I will. Oh, I will figure that out in a second. But I also will go through a. I will start uploading videos. So I have decided I'm going to be uploading. I don't know if they're gonna be as a short or as a video. I have not decided yet. But I'm gonna start doing the archive trace on hard difficulty to replay these things. Also go into the missions and replaying them, so I can then upload and the best content of 4K, 60 frames, and on hard difficulty of the story being told again. I do plan on doing that at some point. And then I do also plan on doing build videos. I have like 3 Descendants so far that I'm done with some of the builds. But I need to finalize them before I start posting them. I'm not like some of the content creators out there for this game that can go out and do all the math for you. I will say this, I just pick and choose on what I feel comfortable with. Due to the fact that there are builds that are gonna be stronger, but I also like to have a build that I can rely on being survivable, and also damage. I don't like glass cannon builds. And also another reason is the fact that my goal is to try to make my builds as unique as possible. Obviously, that's not gonna work with a lot of them. Oh, I don't know why I yawn so much when I talk a lot. But I do not know what I'm going to try to do exactly with the builds yet, because even with the builds I do have now, they're either almost a copy version of basically builds that are already put out there, and some of them might be unique a little bit. Then again, I can't really, I'm not gonna go out there and say that I'm trying to steal someone's content. I'm not. It's a third person shooter that's a looter shooter, and let's be real, there's no such thing as stealing content in my opinion, in a looter shooter. Because everybody, especially a PvE looter shooter and no PvP in it, at that point it's like everyone, the community is sharing everything. And if I post a video that's already been posted by somebody else, but in my term of how I, you know, show it off, but it basically has all the same pieces, or like maybe one or two pieces are different, at least I'm putting a video out there to get it out to the community so more members in the community know what's better to use. My goal is to not obviously, try to outshine anybody. I love this game and I just want to put out the best content possible for the newcomers. Because I really want this game to live for a very long time. I find it funny that I play looter shooters. I've played, the Division series, this game, and I've also played um, the Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which was considered a looter shooter at first before it turned immerseful again. And I did try out Destiny, but I will say this, I don't know why, but I just don't like the game. But let's get started. So I have 216 out of 460. It's probably because I haven't gotten certain weapon mountings. And then also I'm pretty sure if you'd like delete one, it also counts as deleting for it, maybe. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Man, there's a lot of toxic ones. Okie dokie. Let's go to... Let's do non-attribute. Okay, hold on real quick. Let's go with... Bleed real quick. Let's see. I need cooldown. I'm going for cooldown and also cooldown and duration. But what ability is this? Dimension? So I'm gonna be also going for dimension. Don't see. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, dimension is the one with the skill power. Same for the so the 2 and 4 are both this. Okay. So I will be going for the dimension, non-attribute. Probably go for general if they have general rounds. And then go for skill duration and skill cooldown for the massacre build. While for this build, I will probably go for a non-attribute skill power and probably a skill effective range. And that can be any mounting, because I would just be making this build solely based off this ability. Okie dokie. Let's go back to playing Bunny then. Okay, let's see. Dimension. Non-attribute dimension. Question. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Do they... Oh, they took away the weapon option now. So I guess that when they drop, they just drop any type of, like, they just drop any type of weaponry now. I didn't know if they did that or not, because that's probably when I took a break from the game. Okay, okay. So we're gonna go to the repository and the sterile land area. Okay, okay. We have a 5-minute mission. Copper refinery. That might actually be a good mission. I don't know. No, copper mine is a good mission if I'm correct. I'm gonna try the copper mine first. Okie dokie. Let's go. I'll just go to here because that's more of a safe zone than the other one is. I will say this, I'm glad I never took the route that a lot of people took for Glee and the rocket launcher. Because I'm happy I never put so much effort and time in catalyzing. When I can do it now, for sure, but I'm just glad I never did it back then. Since I'm using electricity, let's throw this bad boy back on. And then consumable. Let's throw that bad boy back on. Let's throw the annihilation one that I have up here that has defense and HP. Has only 1 HP and has no module drop rate, but my dog gives me plenty of module drop rate, so it really don't matter to me. I could run all 4 electricities, but I don't use my fusion ability, so I prefer duration up. So I do have 7,000 HP now instead of higher, but I do have the electric skill power modifier and then the duration. So, and then I have electric skill power and then skill cost. So if I'm correct, I'm hoping I'm at a 1-for-1 for everything. 19.3 and then 21.1, perfect. Cost is as low, it's lower by 100 and something. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll just leave it like this. Level up these weapons. Okay, let's get started then. While we're here, let's do the iron particles too. What the? Defeat the commander in the sterile land on hard difficulty. If I'm correct, the commander will probably be this right here. And you know, I'd have to farm this for a little, which I really don't mind if I have to. Another one is attack 5 void fragments in sterile land. That would be the fire fragments would be that's electricity. This one right here. I would have just attacked that 5 times, or attack it once actually. I'd only attack it once. My bad. Clear infiltration 5 times. Destroy resources boxes. Okay, keep an eye out on that. I'm pretty sure the commander is gonna be this right here. And if I'm correct, there's Valby and that one is dropping. If I'm correct, that's definitely a really good drop rate for a lot of things. So I don't mind going over here and doing that. Now I know they're not farming it, so they're just actually doing it. didn't know what they were. I don't know if they were planning on doing that or not. Only got one out of it, so it's not any one of any. Of course, electricity drops here too. Kill them. I forgot it's because I joined this mission without realizing it. That's why it didn't drop me anything. I just thought those were random enemies that spawned in. Defeat the commander one time. That's gotta be the commander. And I have to defeat it before they do. I got it that time. Yeah, I didn't get it that time. Maybe I shouldn't just stick to using my electricity only instead of trying to shoot. Because this gun I have isn't even fully built. Matter of fact, I forgot to even catalyze it. Probably throw another one of these on it just because the fact that it has a high weak point already on it. So that's what I might do. Okay, that's actually not a bad. Wow, that's actually not that bad. I'll look at those later. Once I'm done getting all the commander kills, I'm gonna stop running this. Not to open 25 of those. Gotta get 3 more. Okay, I guess that didn't. That was weird. But I actually walked out. I do know that, if I'm correct, you can farm this one. Like, for the full, like, time limit it gives you. But it's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of hard. Knowing that this boss is so easy to kill. Once I'm done doing this 2 more times, I'm gonna go back to the safe area and then look through my inventory before I go start other missions. destroy this again. I'll do this mission real quick, I guess. Just mirror this. This loot is dropping tremendously. I'll just fast travel quick. Man, that's not bad. I just don't really care about. I mean, maybe I'll maybe save that one for now. Singularity infusion skill power. The thing is this is for this will be for Sharon, so she doesn't have no singularity, sadly. Has one skill cooldown, but see that I would love to use. But like I said, I don't think she has a singularity at all. And I don't think anything changes it to it. Skill effective range and non-skill attribute. Skill cooldown, skill hit damage. Electric and skill cooldown. Skill hit rate and electric skill power. Now that I will save to see what I can make the crit rate at for her. Look at that, gold skill duration, but not a cooldown. Electric skill power with effective range isn't bad either, but the range isn't bad. Yeah, both aren't bad. Maybe save that one for now too. See what I can make. Singularity infusion on a dimensional is funny. Okay. Let's go see what this mission's about. I think that's the mission that drops a lot of loot. I think it's the one that most people would use Valby to farm. Reaper of the Holy. Wait, what? So did I even play with him? Oh, it was the ultimate bunny from earlier, I guess. I don't mind making friends on this game. One, two, three, four, five, six. Six of them on the first run. It's not bad, actually. I could also get one for Valby. Because Valby I want to use, but I need to get a fusion one for Valby too. I need to get fusion and a dimension one for her. So you know, also look into that too. Knowing that Valby's gonna get a rework soon. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly, they talked about actually doing a lot of things to the Descendants. If I heard that. If I heard that correctly when I watched the live stream that they did last time when they were talking about that. 21. I counted that correctly. Bro, jeez. you with any. Skill effective range, but skill cost. That sucks. There's singular and a dimension one. I'm curious now. I'm actually curious.
Oh, my beloved daughter died.
There is this one.
Hold on a little longer.
The only problem is,
Your mom will save you
I
no
don't
matter
think
what.
the singularity needs any boost. Yeah, I don't think her singularity needs any boosting, if I'm correct.
Oh, my beloved daughter.
Let's see. I'll switch to her and look real quick. Let's just get rid of these real quick. Let's leave one open. So I can check out all the red ones real quick, see what they do to her. That's cool. Nah, it's not cool at the same time now. Spawn rate's only 40% too. Blood and iron. Chance of critical hit 30%. Power of life obtained. Amount times 1. Uh, yeah, this is still nothing that a singularity power will do. So honestly, if I'm correct, .48 rounds per minute, and then it goes up by .5 duration. What is it supposed to do? When frenzy state applies, maximize lethality during which bullets are not consumed for a certain period of time, and the fire rate is fixed. When non-frenzy state applies, maximum recovery during the life sphere. I don't see anything. Like, is this thing just useless? Because I don't see any difference besides it adding that fixed rate. Super Sense is really, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Huh. So Glee is a no-no. What the fuck? Glee's is definitely a no-no. Doesn't her singularity doesn't do anything. Let's look at Ajax's dimension and tech. Valvy's fusion and dimension. Jaber is singularity and dimension. Huh. Is Assault Turret's dimension? So he has two things that increase. So he has okay. So in theory, I just got me a dimension singularity thing for Jaber. And in theory, if I don't really care about cooldown and duration, which cooldown is pretty crazy for his ultimate. That's not bad. That's not bad. Duration 12 seconds for the medical turret. Duration for the assault turret. Oh yeah, you could put duration on it, but in theory, I don't need to put duration. I could just use mods for it, and I just got me a good reactor kind of for it. At least a starting reactor. Because I actually never had a reactor for him. Now that I do, non-attribute and singularity is not bad. Because now I have a boost in my singularity, and then I get it 2 times in the dimension, which is actually really good for Jaber, in my opinion. So I'm gonna keep that one. Fusion and tech. See, I kind of want to save that one just in case the new chick is fusion. I have a feeling she's gonna be dimension though, because if you think about it, we don't have like the electricity dimension reactor is utterly useless. Because the only ability that's dimension on the electric persons now is the invisibility for Sharon, and then I think her 3 ability is also dimension if you I think it's her 3 or 4 that's also dimension, but I think it's her 3, and it's only considered dimension if you stay with the one that makes them I'll look real quick.
The Vulgus.
Like, see, right now it's fusion. That's because I have ambushed on, right? Let's see if I can do this one. It's now dimension, but it doesn't do nothing for you, really. So yeah, honestly, dimension is like utterly useless at the moment for electricity. So I wouldn't be surprised if the new chick is dimension or fusion. She's not gonna be singularity. That's for a fucking fact.
What do you get? What? What do you get?
I looked at Jaber. Let's look at Kyle. Kyle is dimension and tech. What? Dimension and tech. The thing about Kyle though is
even the final victory.
26,980 damage is crazy. You still want to get tech for him? You want tech power? You basically want tech power and probably non-attribute power, or at least cooldown. Those are the 2 I would go for. is cooldown or tech or non-attribute for him, honestly. You could possibly go for dimension too, honestly, but I don't see any point.
The most important things on the
Enzo is
battlefield.
singular in dimension. The good part is his singularity is his thing to shoot assault and then the supply enhancer.
Support.
Now this, the good thing is it also has dimension for his rockets that he shoots. So, or drone, explosive drone. So in theory, you could possibly actually, like that reactor I got that singular, and then the reactor is dimension, but it has singularity boost. I could theoretically use it for Enzo too. Now you prefer a singular one and maybe a dimension boost on him, but hey, it's fine. It's actually probably better because his one ability having a singularity boost on the reactor instead of getting it on the roll, it'd be kind of useless just because the fact that his one ability doesn't really matter. So yeah, I mean, in theory, that one reactor could be used. That one reactor, wherever it is, could theoretically be used for 3 of my descendants now. Skill cooldown and skill. Okay. Dimension and then skill cooldown. In theory, I'm going for Glee first, so no. I mean, Dimension with the Dimension boost is actually not bad, and with the cooldown, that's not bad either. So maybe I'll keep that one. Fusion Fusion skill power with skill critical hit rate. Honestly, this might not be bad to use on Valby in a way. If you because you can either leave her with 2 dimensions and 2 fusions, and you get a boost in both categories. Um, or you can use her hydro pressure bomb and change her I think it's her 2 ability into fusion instead of dimension and have 3 fusions in 1 dimension. And then you could obviously have crit if you want to run crit, but honestly crit is only useful on her if you're running supply moisture. So at the end of the day, it would be best to run this reactor with supply moisture and get boost in your fusion and in your dimension. Now, it would be better if you just got a boost in your non-attribute because then it would boost all 4 categories, but dimension will get the most out of it because you have dimension and non-attribute, meaning dimension will get more of an increase. As you can see, the dimensions have 937. Oh no, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing right now. That's my fault. Maybe I might keep that one. Maybe. It's almost impossible. Wow. Non-attribute, dimension, and singular. Who did I say that uses singular and dimension? Who did I say? Because that's actually not bad.
What do you get?
Commencing. Turret. Synchronization operation.
Look at that. 2 singularities and 2 dimensions. So yeah, it's two singulars, two dimensions, and also a non-attribute, which will increase all four. I just got me a good one for Jaber. A really good one for Jaber. At least in my eyes at the moment. You know, it's funny because I'm gonna be honest, I think the next. So let's look at all the descendants real quick. Hey. Okay, Blair doesn't have an ultimate, right? Blair doesn't have one. Jaber doesn't have one. Kyle doesn't have one. Luna doesn't have one. Eugen doesn't have one. Esmos and Enzo doesn't have one. Obviously, Haley and Keelan don't have one. So this is my personal opinion. If they want to keep the female route going on giving all the females ultimates first, you only have Haley and Luna, really, if you think about it. And also the new female coming out. Well, the new female coming out is definitely not going to get a ultimate. And the fact that Haley's only been out for one season and a couple of weeks, I don't see her getting it. So it would more be so the fact that Luna would get it if they are going to give a descendant that's a female a ultimate. Now, personally, I don't think Haley and I don't think the new chick is gonna get it. I don't remember her name, honestly. I totally forgot her name. Wow, that slipped my head. But you guys know what I'm talking about, the new electricity chick that's coming out in January. So Luna's the only one. Now I will, you know what? Luna's also a singular. Like, let me look at Luna too, because I didn't deconstruct nothing yet. I think so. Maybe getting one for Luna might not be. I might have gotten a good one for Luna. So my personal opinion, the new descendant that will get the ultimate, not new descendant, but the descendant that will get the next ultimate, I'm honestly gonna bubble it down to Enzo or Blair. Or Jaber. Enzo, Blair, or Jaber. The reason why I say this is I see more people playing Blair and then Enzo. I see more people playing, and then you have Jaber and Esmos and Kyle. They're like your niche ones. But if I was to choose a descendant that I would use out of those three, Kyle, Esmos, or Jaber, I would use Jaber over the other two. I wouldn't mind using Kyle over Jaber. The thing I don't like about Kyle is the dude. He's just like Ajax in my opinion. He's a tank, but his ultimate does hella damage. So my other excuse I don't like playing him is he is too fucking big, and I hate the sound of metal when I walk. You can call me petty if you want, but that's one reason. Ajax, I actually have really good reasons. I just feel like, yeah, you can keep your teammates alive, or you can keep yourself alive longer by using his, hypercube and then the void wall thing. But his two damaging abilities, unless you put them in full DPS and range, um, you're gonna get basically a gorilla version of Bunny, but it looks very stupid jumping around like that, in my opinion. And it's fun, but it just looks really stupid. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just, I feel like Ajax is a very niche character for very niche people. I just think he's meant for tanking. That's it. If they had it to where you could purposely draw fire from the colossal fights, and what I mean by that is you purposely aggro the boss with Ajax instead of the other descendants getting aggroed, then yeah, I would say Ajax could become useful. A lot more useful. But you can't just go out of your way and cause Um, you can't just go out and be like, "Oh, hey, boss, over here. Don't worry about them. Worry about me." You can't really do that. It's like the game. It's like the game chooses who is gonna get aggroed. Is what my opinion at least. Honestly, if I had to choose the next Ultimate Descendant, I think it's gonna be down to Blair and Enzo. The reason why I think it's gonna be Blair and Enzo is the fact that they're the most used. They're the next most used male descendants, in my opinion. With obviously, I think Eugen and Jaber coming in second. And it's funny that I say this, but I see more Jabers than I do Kyle and Esmos. And I definitely see more Eugen than Kyle and Esmos. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Keelan got an ultimate before some of the other Descendants did. But I think they should go on a track record of getting the normal ultimate Descendants done that came out in the game than before doing the seasonal Descendants that are out. If anything, I feel like Enzo's going to be the one, which is honestly one reason why I'm actually not. It sucks because you don't know what they're bringing, and that's one reason why I have not put anything into Enzo. Now, I did waste something on Eugen, which I'm not going to lie to you. If Eugen ends up getting it, which wouldn't surprise me if he did, but if he does end up getting it, I did waste a crystal or two with the energy activator. I mean, not much, but still wasted it. I just feel like Enzo's going to get it. Honestly, I feel like Kyle and Esmos should be more popular than Eugen and Jaber, but I don't know why, but Eugen and Jaber are just more popular, at least from what I've ran into. I've ran into maybe two Kyle people that have done colossal fights or just randomly going through missions, and then I've seen I think one Esmos. No, two Eskimos. I ran into two. One in the Colossal and one in the missions. So both like two and two. I could obviously be wrong. I might have ran into them more, but I've only remember running into them twice apiece. While I've seen Enzo multiple times, especially during Colossal fights. I've seen Eugen multiple times. I've also seen Jaber, surprisingly, multiple times. Even when he was basically not even good at all, I seen him multiple times. I think it's because people just like I guess the aesthetic that Jaber brings. I don't know. And I've seen Blair wildly, a lot. I used to see Luna a lot. I tell you the reason why Luna is getting a rework is because nobody. It's a niche. Luna is a complete out of every descendant in this game. Luna is the most um niche descendant because it requires you to dance and hit a button repeatedly at the same of the rhythm though. So yeah. Now let's go look at Luna real quick. Singular, singular, singular tech.
Are you excited to be here at my show?
You know what? I'm curious.
Have fun.
I'm curious about something. I think that's always gonna stay tech though. Yeah, if I'm correct, it's always gonna stay tech. I think that's always gonna stay tech. Yeah, I think it's always gonna stay tech. That's obviously buffing. This is buffing like your teammates weak point and firearm penetration and attack and all that. So another buff one, and everything stays singular besides one. So if anything, having dimension one would be useless. Yeah. The reason why I would say that is because you want to get a probably tech reactor with singularity boost with non-attribute boost. Because the cooldown are 0 seconds on all of them, as you can see. And there's no duration one, so the duration doesn't matter. And the cooldown for the pistol is literally 2 seconds. While there's really not that much of an MP cost. Even though her MP is probably low. No, her MP is pretty high. So in general, Luna is like, you just, like, you want to run the DPS build, you go for a tech reactor to increase her gun in general, and then you go singularity boost with non-attribute boost to boost every category. At least that's what I would do. Okay. No. I don't want it to change. Before I even get started on anything. Fusion and non-attribute. I'm assuming that one is for Valby. If I switch all of them to fusion besides her 4 ability. That is probably the hydro pressure bomb one. Which is actually not bad. I mean, yeah, I don't have cooldown and duration, but you really don't need cooldown and duration. One, duration will be kind of useless, especially for the hydro bomb build, which would theoretically make you have 3 fusions instead of 2. Because the hydro bomb doesn't leave water trail behind, if I'm correct. Or leave water at all. And then, obviously her other 2 abilities she has does leave water behind. But you can literally get it plenty enough duration from just putting it in the build. You don't really need to throw it on a reactor. So keeping that one is actually probably a good ideal. This one, on the other hand, skill damage and non-skill power, you're not going to want to have anything about skill damage or skill hit rate, because the fact that if you run her fusion reactor instead of running a dimension reactor because you're using hydro pressure bomb, at that point in time you're going to scale your damage based off raw damage instead of scaling it based off crit. Because like I said, at the end of the day, crit for Valby is only good when using supply moisture. Funny that I say that. I got a crit hit rate and a crit hit damage both in the purple for her dimension skills, which I can still technically use this due to the fact that I can still use supply moisture and get this valuables. I do need to find another tech one for Ajax though. I honestly would probably gonna be going for a skill cooldown, non-attribute skill power, or non-attribute skill power with tech power. Those are probably the 2 best ones I would think about getting. Like skill hit rate and additional attacking, the thing about this one is only one of them use tech. So it would be useless. Non-attribute and tech, that's a pretty decent one to use right now, so I'll keep it. This one is blue, so get rid of that one. Just let me get rid of some of these guns. Okay, with what I did get though, let's go and go back to the Avalon to look at some of these descendants real quick. What would be cool and nice is, for instance, like in January when the new electricity girl that comes out, what would be really cool in my opinion is if she comes out and then also Bunny and Sharon get like a new Transcendent mod or something. That'd be cool in my opinion. But what I really want in this game that I would really love to see, which I will assume will happen at some point, just not at the very moment, is bring Transcendent weapons. You notice every looter shooter out there that I at least played or touched has a red variant of a weapon. If it's not exotic, it's called something else, I guess. The Division 1 and 2 both have exotics as their red rarity. And if I'm correct, Destiny has a form of a red rarity. Like I said, I've only played about an hour of the game before I gave up on it because I just don't like it. I don't know if there's really a red rarity for it or not. I'm assuming that also Warframe possibly has a type version of a rarity like that for weapons. If not, maybe they stop at the type of an ultimate. I have no clue. I haven't played that game at all. But I'm assuming all the other, like majority to half of the other looter shooters out there do have a form of a red weapon tier. I'm assuming. Okay, get those right now. Okay, let's start with Jaber for the second.
What?
Yeah, it's funny because there is a Jaber uniform I want to use for him, but at the very moment, like at the very moment, I do not. If I'm correct. Sucks. I'm not gonna be able to. I farmed the reactors. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any more from this since it's done in 16 minutes. I mean, in theory, maybe if I do this in like 2 missions and then come in here before it ends, maybe. Advance is 15 plus 15. I won't get the color. I'm fine with not getting the color. I don't really need the catalyst. Honestly, I guess I can get one of the advance. Let's see. We got Form 6 and Form 4. I'll just get 6. I mean, I could go run one mission and probably then be able to buy this. But it's alright. I got everything I wanted to get. Majority. Bundle is this? Oh, I forgot it doesn't do transferring. Like you can't click on it and it won't let you wordly. Wonder what bundle that's for. But I really did like this one. But at the moment, I don't think I'm gonna buy a skin for him. I mean, I could go look real quick though, like premium skins. It's alright. It's not, I still probably think I prefer to get, or is it this one? Jaber's Owl. This one's not bad either, I guess. Just looks like a superhero, honestly. This is probably my favorite one still. Probably black him out with the shiny black that's in the game with the blue eyes popping and maybe a blue hoodie, or maybe mix it with black and blue, one of the two. Obviously I'm not gonna buy it at the moment. That's probably be later on when I actually get into using him, possibly, unless he has a good common skin, which he probably don't, because the common skins are normally the same as the normal skin, just colored patterns different and stuff. Where's the Jaber blue hair one? Hmm, that's weird. Headgear? Is there a premium skin that he has that gives him blue hair? I don't think so. No, no, and no. Maybe it's the premium skins down here, actually. Yeah, right here. But honestly, if anything, I would probably prefer using this one because it looks cool. Okay. So in theory, he's the singular dimension. Let's see. Attacking consumption turns this into a dimension. It stays dimension, but what does this do? When using a skill summons an assault turret. The summon turret operates in the same way as the existing assault turrets. So assault turret, obviously right here, right? Then if you use this, attacking consumption summons an assault turret. The assault turret remains on the battlefield to attack enemies when hit by a unique weapon. When hit by a unique weapon, it creates damage zone, dealing continuous damage to nearby enemies. Honestly, it seems like it's the same thing as the assault turret, meaning you basically, in theory, you get two assault turrets you can place down. In theory, that's literally what it looks like. You get double the assault turrets. The mana is the same, the skill power is the same, duration is the same, summer's thing is the same, everything is the same. So in theory, it's just basically having two tax rooms. Medical. Basically, medical would turn it basically will make it to where you have two medicals, in theory. Now, weirdly, with the medical one MP cost is lower than the other, which is kind of weird in a way, but everything else is the same. His Transcendent mods are pretty bad so far, in my opinion. Now, here's the first one that changes his forward ability. Immediate Purge Code. Put something down that does like a pretty big explosion, I guess. Detonates a summoned turret, granting overhaul. The self-destruction deals explosive damage to nearby enemies and creating a lightning AoE. While holding overhaul summon turrets within the turret zone. Lightning AoE is 10.6 continuous damage interval, range, and at max range. Overhaul's duration, explosion, damage range, max range, skill power modifier increase at 4.8. Let's see what it is naturally. Fire amount 3. You get basically 3 lightning strikes that hit it. And it does 2,000 damage, while the immediate merge code is 1,400. So in theory, this could be better, honestly. Now, I do curious, what does it change it to? Still keeps it as a singular. Okay, turret engineer. When using a skill, recovers the HP of all summoned turrets and extends their duration. That's just gonna affect the passive ability, or not even that. That's gonna affect the third ability. Cooldown, health recovery is 20. Duration increase amount is 15.9. Now, the only thing that I have a problem with this one is it heals the drones, meaning you can heal your medical and your assault turret. But what would have been nice is the attacking consumption would be mixed with engineering, the turret engineering. Because think about it, I feel like you should possibly do that. But the problem is maybe it'd be too OP. So in theory, I find the best one for him is attacking compulsion. Unless you want to be like, basically, unless you want to be a Eugen. Well, now there's two builds I can think of already, right? With Jaber. Well, with the one with the stuff that I just pulled in the open world for the reactors, attacking compulsion would be the best option in my opinion. Now, if I want to do um, cooldown and also probably cost, either cooldown and cost or cooldown and duration. For the medical side, I could run medical compulsion and theoretically and then put shot focus on the build too, since I'm using medical and medical is not going to have anything to do with damage. Um, HP, shield, skill power modifier, and defense. Summoners 150, 150, 75, 90. I'm assuming that's maybe what, like, that increases my stuff. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Not that it really matters at this moment. But medical compulsion, I would run. Obviously, if I use medical compulsion, it would give me two of these, which are dimension. They're both dimension no matter how you look at it, anyways. So you would, but if it's medical and you get two of them, you would definitely want cooldown and probably cooldown the duration. While attacking compulsion, you would want to have dimensional skill power and possibly singularity skill power as a role on, or a singularity and also non-attribute. So you can increase the 4 abilities damage by 2 times, basically, for Singularity and the non-attribute. And then for Dimension, you get basically a 2 times boost. You get a 0.2 times boost for just it being Dimension, and then also getting a non-attribute boost. For my opinion, would be the best for attacking compulsion. Medical compulsion, I would build my build as a tank build and pure weaponry build. That's why I said add shot focus. So your goal is to make your weapons as strong as possible, so you can just pop medical turns on you to heal you as you're taking DPS. So it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go tank. I'm gonna tank the hell out of a. I'm gonna tank the hell out of a colossal boss fight, but my weaponry is doing hefty damage. Like, in my opinion, if you mix a Jaber, a perfectly built medical Jaber, with a perfectly built firearm enhance Enzo, oh, it'd be perfect. Have both of them stand in the turret, the medical turret. Pop down the firearm enhancer for the crit rate, and just spam fire with LMGs on the boss. And you can tank the boss's attacks because your build is going to be good already, and then now you're sitting in a medical turret. In the long run, Jaber could be a better medical person than actual Eugen can. Because for Eugen, I use the Transcendent mod that allows me to heal the entire team from any distance in the whole map of the mission. And it doesn't require me to put away my weaponry to do it. Other than that, most of Eugen abilities are pretty bad in my opinion. Um, I honestly think Jaber isn't as a bad. I think Eugen's probably in a worse boat than Jaber. I think Jaber is in a bad boat too. But if you sit down and actually put effort into his build, you could probably make a really decent build for him. I'm being dead serious. Like, I kind of actually want to start making one now. Let me get a bottle of water and let's get back to this gaming. Okay, let's see. Knowing the reactor that I did pull that has singularity and I think non-attribute, and also it's under dimension, that one could be good for Jaber, but it's the fact that you're gonna have to use attacking compulsion, and I'm not gonna lie to you, 19 motherfucker module capacity is beyond crazy. That is beyond crazy. I have two age activated, but I can still make a total of 13 more, which I'm gonna be farming that mission that I need to farm to get a bunch of those at some point. Maybe not right now, but at some point. So I'm assuming what this does is max bullets, you get 3 shots, right? Cooldown is 15 seconds per bullet. Health recovery amount is 60%. Duration increase amount is 15.9 seconds. So in theory, if I hit an enemy, it does that skill power. So I can shoot an enemy with it if I want, but you only get 3 shots. You're not gonna get any more than that. Or you could shoot your turret to increase the damage well, not increase the damage, but you increase the duration and you also recover the HP from it. Meaning, in theory, you're basically increasing your damage over time done because it stays out longer. I will be honest with you on hitting an enemy. If you would have taken that away, right, and put a buff to the turrets, like for instance, for the attacking turret, they get like a 30% boost in damage or something for the next 10 or 15 seconds when you shoot it, right? Or and vice versa, you get 30% health recovery or whatever the ratio would be for the medical turret, which is a health recovery amount max HP times 2.1%. Well, that 2.1% goes up to like, 5 or 6%, right? For like 10, 15 seconds. Basically making you invincible, but then on hitting an enemy with the pistol, it does no damage. Something like that would be kind of cool, maybe. But no, let's go look at this thing I have. Non-attribute singularity with the beam rifle. Now, obviously, I'm going to change that beam rifle to probably something else. Now, I'm going to look at the weaponry real quick. When using a singularity skill, grant self the unique ability purification with the set chance. Let's see. Fusion and then also, okay, purification, trigger rate 50, duration 1 second, remove debuff 100%. So in theory, this really doesn't matter actually. I guess in theory, I mean, I'm kind of confused with this part. I'm not confused with this part, but I'm confused with this part. So I don't know about that part. Okay, so don't use that gun. On hitting an enemy's weak point, inflicts the unique ability devotion marks on a target on on target enemy. On hitting an ally, that ally's shield is restored at the cost of your MP. If your current MP is less than the MP cost, this effect is not triggered. Okay, let's see. Duration 3 seconds. Defense minus 10%. On hitting an ally, MP cost 85. Shield recovery 10%. Now, in theory, this weapon in a whole is utterly useless. The devotion mark isn't bad because it does decrease the defense of hitting a weak point on an enemy by 10%. So if you're constantly hitting weak point on a colossal, and I'm assuming with the minus 10% defense, if you just keep spamming, you're gonna constantly have that 10% buff of minus 10% defense. But at that point in time, would that even be a good trigger anyways? With 10% minus defense, would that really be enough of a minus defense for your other three teammates to delete a boss quickly? Probably not. So in general, this, in my opinion, is useless. Now I'm going to look into this one real quick. Recovering an ally's HP, shield, MP, custom resources, including yourself, will grant the unique effect praise to yourself. Inflicting a debuff on an enemy will grant the unique effect glory to yourself. So praise, well, first meditation. Granting a buff to allies excluding yourself will grant you a unique effect meditation to yourself. So if you grant a buff to allies, which in theory I think really only really works good with Eugen, because I don't think Jaber can grant a buff to your allies that's excluding yourself. But I could be wrong. But praise, on the other hand, could be used, if I'm correct, on Jaber. Because it says recovering an ally, HP, shield, MP, or custom resources excluding yourself will grant the unique effect praise to yourself, inflicting a debuff on enemy. Oh no, that part's for glory. So as long as you're recovering allies, HP, shield, MP, custom resources, excluding yourself. So as long as you don't use it on yourself and you use it on your teammates, basically the Jaber's turn that gives HP. I'm assuming it's HP. Um, you would get the duration of 15 seconds of praise, max stacks for skill cooldown modifier -2, and skill cooldown modifier per stack -2. Glory, on the other hand, inflicting a debuff on an enemy will grant the unique effect glory to yourself. And inflicting a debuff on an enemy, so basically like electricity and stuff. So in theory, like non-attribute descendants don't really have any type of debuff on enemies, so you would have to use glory for the sole purpose of on someone like Bunny probably or something that's given a debuff of electricity or something. Max stacks 5, duration 30 seconds, firearm attack 0.7 times the 5 stacks, firearm attack per stack 0.7. In theory, not really the best weapon to use probably. I always wanted to know what the Restored Relic does. Set chance on hitting an enemy with a guided round inflicts ancient fire. Deal targets enemy with a set chance. Trigger rate 60%, which is actually not that bad. Trigger rate 25% for the ancient fire. That could probably be boosted in my opinion. Duration 3 seconds. Damage interval 1 second. Additional damage, fire armor damage times 40%. Maybe in theory this could be a good gun. Who knows? Obviously, the clairvoyance is only solely good on freezing people. Now, let's see what the masterpiece is about. Reloading randomly grants one of the 4 unique ability effects, with which changes the following order with the effect is active. Explode an ecstasy, causing a fire burst at the hit location, causing a frosty burst at the hit location, and it inflicts frostbite. Pulsating shock inflicts electricity shock on nearby enemies or targets. Ending indulgence spawns a puddle of indulgence at the hit location and inflicts poison. Trigger rate is 30% with a range of 2 meters, and trigger rate of 30% with the range of 2 meters, and damage, firearm damage times 30. Okay, let's look at this one. Critical hits. Critical hits or hits on a weak point spawn explosive scanners. Explosive scanners explode on contact with the terrain or enemies and inflict detect on enemies within the explosion range. Amount spawn per critical hit times 1. Amount spawn per weak point times 1. Range 2. Damage 15. Duration 10. Weak point damage 10. This is obviously for having no unique ability level at all. Obviously, with it being set to 4, you probably get it higher. That gun doesn't seem that bad, honestly. What does Prey do again? Let's see. Duration 1 second. Max stacks 20. Non-attribute resistance minus 2%. Toxic resistance minus 1%. Non-attribute resistance per stack 3.6. Toxic resistance per stack 1.3. So in theory, this gun is solely good if you're running a Freyna or if you're running a, honestly, I would say Jaber. Because Jaber is non-attribute, and honestly, he's the only one that I can think of, that or Glee, that does damage with some type of weaponry. All the other non-attribute personnel really don't do damage. I mean, you got Valby too, but I wouldn't count that as a Eugen. And Jaber's probably not as a good choice as if you're doing Valby or Enzo. Let's see what the cavalry is like. Let's see real quick. On a hit and inflicts mark on the enemy. On hitting enemy inflicted with the mark increases critical hit rate and applies this buff to the attack. Each critical hit ricochets to the nearby enemies with the highest remaining HP ratio. Stunning the enemies hit by the ricochet continues the fire grants of the horseshoe effect. Firearm critical hit rate plus 20%. Applied target 3 additional damage. Firearm damage times 16. Duration 2. Horseshoe fire duration 0.5 seconds. Max stacks 10. Increased movement when not aiming. Movement speed per stack when firing. Movement speed while aiming. And movement speed per stack while aiming, all 50% boosted. That's not bad. So as long as you literally see, hitting an enemy inflicted with the mark increases critical hit rate and applies the buff to the attack, right? On hit inflicts mark on the enemy on hitting the enemy. So as long as you hit an enemy, you automatically get the critical hit rate plus 20. Applied target 3 for the ricochet. Additional damage is 16. Stun is 2 seconds. But like in theory, mark is always going to be able to be used, no matter how you look at it. Okay. I feel like that made the Kingsguard Lance OP in my opinion. It is basically like having a bunny as a gun, honestly, in my opinion. After reloading, grants unique ability Solar Halo. Solar Halo is 1 second long. Recoil minus 100%. Firearm critical hit rate fixed 100%. Now, my only curiosity is it lasts only a second. Now, my best case scenario, I would, physically probably go over here. First of all, what's in my mailbox? Oh, they're just handing these out constantly. I still can't get those. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I forgot I can't grab it yet. Oh well, when I get space, I guess I'll do it. I'll just stay right here. You know what? I'm curious. Oh, his crit rate's 5, so it doesn't even matter. Crit rate's a no-no on this guy. Honestly, I think his best option is this one. Not singularity and non-attribute. 0.081, 0.079, 0.081, 0.08, 79, 0.08, 0.079, 0.081, 81, and then 0.08. So this one is stronger. So in theory, I can get rid of this one. Non-attribute with dimension, which in theory I could just use on him too, which I will keep that one. Non-attribute and cooldown's not bad either. That one is actually not a bad one to use on Glee. Okay. Okay. So either I can use non-attribute and skill power for the singularity with also getting dimension, or I could use non-attribute with skill cooldown, or non-attribute with dimension. So non-attribute with dimension gives me 18, 18, 14, 14, right? This one gives me 17, 17, 15, and 15. Well, in theory, getting 18 and 18 for the first two, if I use the attacking turret compulsion one, where I get two of the attacking turrets, then in theory having a dimension with the non-attribute is better. Non-attribute, you get 18 and 18 with the 14 and 14. Seventeen, 17, 15, and 15. Hmm. Makes you wonder which one you want to use. Really does. In theory, I would rather use this one because I do get an increase in 1,000 for the singularity ones compared to this one. You go down 1,000, yeah, 1,000 like 200. Well, yes, you do go up 1,100 in this category, but eh, that's fine. And in theory, I think using the annihilation set would be the best one for the duration, and then firearm for the 4 set. Firearm attack increases proportionally to the ratio of your max HP to HP loss, up to 26% when HP is 50% or lower. MP recovery minus 22% HP recovery plus 16.4 for 10 seconds. So in theory, in my opinion, the annihilation set works the best with non-attribute people because a lot of the non-attribute people need more skill duration. A lot of non-attribute people with a firearm attack increases proportionally to the ratio of max HP to HP loss. Well, one, that would be perfect with Glee, and that could probably go perfectly with the likes of Jaber or something too. Knowing that you can heal yourself at a constant ratio. Basically, that's how it would look like. Okay, so this is one of the ones I'm saving. But I'm gonna definitely put a machine gun on it. Because the whole point with Jaber is I'm gonna be using the Ender and Legacy probably. Down to the bare minimum. For sure. The firearm critical hit rate with weak point damage is probably... I probably need to get a bunch of more of these decimator ones. Because they're probably going to go to best with builds that I don't rely on skills. And I get firearm attack rates. Like this one, I mean, I got 2 pieces already that I can run and get for the firearm critical hit rate. And then you could also run this one, which gives you defense, skill power, and electric resistance. Matter of fact, I almost have the whole set of 4 of these. Okie dokie. Okay, so my goal is to probably not mess with Jaber at the very moment. That one is probably one that I will be using though. Okay, let's look at... I obviously did not get one for Glee, because I would like cooldown and duration. I obviously didn't get one. So...
What do you get when you mix water and
Dimension Infusion. I don't think I got a Dimension Infusion one. Kyle is Dimension and Tech. And no, Enzo is Singularity and Dimension. Which in theory would be, this one would be good for him too, because it has a Singularity and Dimension and non-attribute. So in theory, this one's good for Jaber and Enzo. Now, to look for something for Valby, on the other hand, well, non-attribute skill power and skill cooldown with Dimension is not bad. But I also would like to find one that has non-attribute and fusion with the Dimension. So I get an increase in power for all of them. Also wouldn't mind getting a skill hit rate and skill hit damage and the gold rating for my supply moisture build. Okay, I need to keep some of these just for the weapon transplant. or implant. I meant all of these are damn snipers. Assault rifle's not bad. I'll keep that one. I guess I can keep two of the assault rifle ones. Machine gun. Machine gun. Keep two machine guns. Maybe keep two hand cannons. Beam rifle, not so much. At the moment, at least. Not really, don't really mean, yeah. Okay, just get rid of these now. Fusion and skill hit rate with dimension. You know, that's not that bad. That could be used on the supply moisture. I do get an increase in the fusion and in the dimension department. And I also get a gold rated of 32.1% of critical hit rate for the supply moisture. I mean, that's not that bad of one. I mean, I would like to have damage instead, but hey. Or if not damage, I would prefer fusion and then also non-attribute. So it would be good on both of the supply moisture and the non-supply moisture. The 32.1 skill hit rate just makes it even better, to be honest. Okay. Save this one. Whoa, save dimension and skill cooldown. I'm gonna look up on my phone real quick to see if there's any type of update on if the new Descendant that's coming in January of what her reactor might be. Oh, her name is Rhea. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce her first part. I have to remember. We know she's electric for sure. Of course, they haven't added anything for her base stats or exclusive modules or skills. Of course. That's whatever, I guess. So I was looking up stuff for Rhea on what she possibly could have and everything, and people are literally complaining the fact that she wasn't a fire descendant and she was electricity descendant because the fire descendants don't have a female. I'm like, you don't need to split the elemental with gender. Like, I understand you want a fire female because you want to play as a female and you like the element of fire. But like, there's no reason that's a terrible complaining process. And if I'm correct, didn't they say the Descendant that's coming out in season 3 is gonna be fire? Now I don't recall if that's true or not, and I don't remember the gender of it, so I don't know the gender of that Descendant. I would have to search things up again. Matter of fact, let's look it up real quick. Yeah, season 3, female fire Descendant. So there you go. All the people that were complaining about not having a fire female Descendant, apparently season three's. And how are you guys gonna? I find it funny how they're complaining about the chick that's coming out in January, when a month away from January, in February, when the new season comes out, or however they start doing the seasons, they're gonna have a fire one come out. Like, what's the complaining for? I guess some people complain and don't even watch the live streams, or at least watch a content creator that breaks down the video for you, so you don't have to spend your time watching it. Sometimes I really feel like the community of some games, or no, not some games, all games, there's so many people in the community that bitch and gripe because at the end of the day it's their fault and they don't look things up, or they don't know how to look things up, and when they do look things up, they don't even know how to read. They try to skim through it, and then they're like, well, it's not helping me out with nothing that they're adding. And then you turn around and point out, did you read this? Did you read that? And they're like, oh, no, I didn't. I don't know how many times I could say that has happened to the people I've played with for the game like Rainbow. Some people just don't know how to take a little bit of time in their life to read and look things up, sadly.